G'day fellas, so yeah, I built a clapperboard, that was fun, and we've been working on our original pump replacements for the pump problem. And well, what's the cheapest way to do this? Well, with an FDM printer probably. I've got an IDEX printer here, and this was my first printout on my IDEX, and well, you can see I got a lot of contamination, but the shape's pretty good. I made this monolithic, so it's basically a solid piece of TPU, and what I don't like about it is the way that it folds. So when you fold it, the dome tends to distort rather uglily in a bad looking way. So yeah. The other thing that was not right with this one was these grooves were far too skinny, so I've opened them up with the second print, and I've got that basically where I want it, to a point that's pretty good. It's about the same as the originals, but this monolithic problem, this is basically where I worked out that that's probably going to be a problem. So I've hollowed it out in the third version, and now it's structurally more inclined to create two bend points, if that makes any sense. And you save a little bit of material with the structure. My printer didn't actually do a really great job at printing these out. These are the best prints. These didn't really work. I had other things on the print bed that I'm pretty sure added to or subtracted from the accuracy. So the final version which we're going with is this one, which is basically the same. It's still got the monoliths cut out. I've printed the pump ball separately, and we've also put in the basketball lines and a recess for the actual words to go in, which is what all these little things are. And so I've been using proper shoe glue sourced here in Australia. So unless you're in Australia, that's not gonna help you very much knowing this glue, but it's a contact cement. It's the clear one, not the colored one. So yeah, hopefully when I stitch this one in, it will curl, and you can see that the pump will basically hold its domed character. I'm reasonably happy with this, but what I would like to improve on is make the pump a little smaller. It seems a bit big and chunky to me, and I don't have an original pump on hand to really show you right now. Everything's packed up. I do have my shack attacks there at arm's length, and so we can compare the shack attack, and so the character of the actual word is not really captured particularly well, but I think it's as good as the original pumps were. These really didn't look very good when they first came out. Here's what's left of one of mine, and so yeah, I need to shrink that up for the next one, but I think I'll use this one to actually replace one of these to show you guys how to actually do it, and this would probably be the cheapest option if you're on a bit of a budget. And of course it's not going to be any good unless it fits the actual shoe, and it does. And it's a bit hard to show because the shoe's made already, and it won't sit flat in any way, shape or form. If you look closely at your uppers, at your lining piece, you will notice this tiny or barely invisible nick, which is their center mark. And technically speaking, presuming that they've originally sewed these relatively straight, if you line up your centre mark with my centre mark, these also have a centre mark now, your lining has plenty of stretch to actually be perfect. So you should be able to, with just a sewing machine now, stitch that up. And we will call that a wrap. G'day fellas. So we're back at our machine now, and we have marked the back of my pump with a line, mainly for accuracy. This machine covers the needles, so it's a bit hard to see, so I want to try and get this perfect as possible. Test stitch, make sure shed is working. How big are our stitches? Do I want to worry about that? Probably not. If you're doing your favourite Reeboks, you might want to just get a pair of dividers and check what the actual stitch width, stitch length is, and match your machine to it. I'm not going to worry. Let's see. So the first thing you need to do is take your shoelaces out, right? And you'll have your pump still in there. Obviously, I don't, because, well, I don't. Now what you want to do is you want to come down to the inside here where the pump goes from one side to the other. Can you see that? There's this opening where the pump will go in, and the tongue will be open in this little area here, and you want to open this stitch up. And have I opened this one? I haven't opened this one, but it's easier if you open both sides, but depending on how good you are, that's up to you. And then once you've got it pulled in, those stitches open, you can just pull the rest of the tongue inside out. And here is what we're going to have to do. We're going to open this stitch up a little bit, just so that we can get the machine under this stitch. Just take a few of them out. That's probably enough. That's probably plenty. Neaten it up a little bit. Okay, this one's open already. Clean it up a little bit. I'm being a little rough. I don't intend to repair these and actually wear them, but to demonstrate how you would go about it. And then the first stitch you want to do is the outside stitch. It's just a typical underlay. Can we get this in shot? Maybe not. Tilt your shoe, get your doohickey in, zoom in, and all the shoes in the way. Line things up. Feels good. Come on, give it up. Still in the shot. Probably can't see anything. Alright, so stitch that booger in. Haven't marred things up. Fits blooming nice. Looks pretty good. Alright, now everything should, in theory, line up. Now these are always a little sloppy when they come out of the factory, but you know, you can't really ask for much better than that. It's a bit hard to show you, get the angle right, but from the inside that's what it looks like, and you can see that the lining is, you know, a good even sort of way around. Now, do we just sit it flat and zip around it? Probably. I was expecting the lining to be a bit smaller, so I can see the shadow of the discoloration of where the stitch was, and that's pretty much looks like what they've done. So we're just going to hit it. We're going to try and pick up level or on the outside of an existing stitch. If you actually pick it up on the inside, it'll show up when you pull it inside out. But if you pick it up on the outside, then it'll theoretically blend in almost unnoticeably. So let's hit this sucker. Not the best place to do a lock stitch, but yeah. Stay on target. My elbow in the shot, good, good. And we're done. We are done like a duck's dinner. Duck's dinner? No, that makes no sense. Let's see what it looks like. Rip it back in the right way. Now obviously I haven't matched colours here. I'm using straight up white and straight up red. What does that look like? I think I nailed it, fellas. It's pretty decent. It's a little thick at the top, but I think that's pretty good. Now this is an FDM printer, so this is probably the cheapest way to get your pumps fixed. You could print that out yourself. You can buy a printer for a couple of $100 nowadays that'll do this. You could send it off to PCBWay. They could print it in really good quality, and if you're doing that, I wouldn't print this one. I'd wait for my the higher detail model, because I'll try and work out how to put the lumps on and and maybe the arch, which is missing from this one. So this is really just a cosmetic, a functional cosmetic replacement for your thingies. This is just straight TPU, so some of the functional things is this is a lot heavier and a lot stiffer than what we're replacing. So, you know, it's going to feel different. It's going to change the character. I've tried to make the character of this pump nice, so it creates a nice flat U bend when you actually bend it, and hopefully that will just improve the character a little bit, because yeah, well, you print them, you get them fixed, and see how we go. Catch you later, fellas.